Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I am Mindy, and we are getting my first bookshelf ever today, and I could not be more excited. And it's gonna go right there next to the piano, and I think it should fit there. And I know right now it's a mess because I've been doing a ton of reorganizing, and most of that stuff is my books, and it's going to be going on the bookshelf, so it will look better after we have it all organized. But I'm so excited, and I'm just about to go pick the bookshelf up, so yay! Yes, I'm a bit sweaty right now, but that is the bookshelf. We have it all ready to go, and I had to maneuver things. I had to move my son's car seat over to the other side, and I literally lifted that thing into my car all by myself. So that was pretty heavy, but I will definitely be letting my husband help me carry it into the apartment tonight. So let's go home. You guys, there she is. Mike helped me set it up last night, and so it's all ready to go. I have my books ready to put on the shelf, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so my husband put a few of his books down here last night, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my book. Yeah, so these books have just been in storage because we were doing the camper life for a couple of years, and so all my books were literally just in boxes, and I am pretty thrilled about putting them on a bookshelf. We did actually have a very small bookshelf in our first apartment, but we did get rid of that a few years ago. So I'm pretty happy. And the other thing that I will say is that a lot of the books that I have are not like novels. They're actually a lot of like self-help or Christian nonfiction or possibly some storybook type things, but I grew up Mennonite, and so growing up that way, you are not allowed to read anything other than Christian books or books that were published specifically by Mennonite authors. And so I left Mennonites, I think it's actually going on like 7 years at this point, but it took me a while to get into reading novels. And so when I did, we were living in a camper, and so my husband had gotten me a Kindle at one point, and so I got most of my books on the Kindle, and that's kind of how it is even today. I have a lot of my novels on my Kindle, and then I'm slowly starting to buy some novels. Like, I had found this one at the thrift store, and I read it like probably 2 years ago at this point, and I loved it. So I am like slowly starting to build my novel collection, but I don't have like a lot of novels. And this bag right here is actually the Laura Ingalls set. I am missing one book, but I have most of them. I grew up reading these books. These were ones that we were allowed to read. And so I am very nostalgic about my set. I thrifted all of these. And yeah, the only one I'm missing is like The Long Winter, I think. But I love the Laura Ingalls set. So let me think about where to put. I'm so mad at myself right now. I totally forgot that I did not have my microphone attached, so I don't know how that audio is going to sound. I'm so sorry, guys. But I do have all my books on the shelf. My son is so excited about putting all of his books on the shelf, so he's doing his books right now. And then when he's done, I will go over and show you guys what I have. Okay, double checking that I have my microphone attached. And here we have the final results, which it actually looks like I don't have that many books. So over here, this from here to here is the Laura Ingalls set minus the Long Winter. And then I had actually gotten all 4 of the Martha series, which is Laura's great-great-grandmother or something like that. So I have all 4 of those, and then I have one from the set of Rose, Laura's daughter. I have that one that I actually thrifted that one, and I had thrifted this book, like I said. I tried to put like all the storybook or novels in here, which are not many novels, but just like that one. And then I have The Trumpet of the Swan. I liked that book. It's a kid's book, but it's really good. And Bridie of the Grand Canyon, that was another one from my childhood, and I bought it from the library bookstore. And then Rainbow Garden, this one was one that we were allowed to read as kids, so I still kept that one because I do like it. And The Treasure of the Secret Cove, this one was also one that we were allowed to read as Mennonites, and it was decent, so I kept it. And we were actually allowed to read some of the American Girl books, not all of them, but this one, I got this one, I forget where I bought it. It's not new, probably like on eBay or something, I don't remember. But this one I have, and I really like Kit's story. And then I also have, I had thrifted several of these, Happy Birthday Addie, and this one too, Meet Kirsten. I figured those are treasures that I'm keeping even if I don't have the whole set. And this book a friend gave to me years and years ago, so I'm keeping that. It is a story of a woman who was a missionary, and it's a really incredible story. I haven't read it in years. I really should reread it. And this one was another one from years and years ago. It's a signed copy. Let me see if I can open that. So I read this book many times as a child, so I'm definitely keeping it. And then there's this set, Kisses from Katie, and then Daring to Hope. These are both, I don't know what you would call them. It's nonfiction. It's a true story, but it's not like self-help. It's still a story. So I kept them up here with like the story books. And then Unplanned, which if you know, you know. This is story of Abby Johnson, who turned from being a Planned Parenthood leader into being somebody who advocated for life. So I keeping this for sure. So it looks like I still have lots more room to fill up. And then we have a shelf that's wider. So I wanted to put some bigger books down here. So these are books that are like nostalgic. This is a sewing book that I bought years ago, and I'm still keeping it just for any fun projects I want to do. This is actually my husband's book, I think. And then this book, my sister bought this for me years ago, so I'm 100% keeping that. And these are just like some magazines that I had gotten a long time ago, and I just want to keep them for nostalgia, I guess. This one, my husband bought this for me from my birthday, I think. Well, I forget if it was for my birthday or Christmas, but he bought this for me because I love popcorn, and this was a book that he had as a kid, and so he was thinking that I would love it, and I do. So we're gonna keep that there. And then just these are some of my scrapbooks. Well, I don't really consider these scrapbooks because they were done online, but they're just like pictures. I used to take pictures when I was a teenager, and these are the result of that. And then here, these are both of the books that I wrote. They are the author copies, and so or I forget what they're called when you buy them before they're ready to be published, but that's what these are. And then just this is random stuff. The Collingsworth family we listened to a lot when I was a teenager. So I have this DVD, and this is something that somebody bought this for me because I wanted to learn more about physics, and I did not ever do this because I'm not sure why. So I need to do that sometime, and these are just like some random pictures. And then here we have like nonfiction and stuff. So when I had my son, we bought some books for when we were going to be doing the birth and breastfeeding and stuff. So then this is a book that was written by my friend, and I read it and I really loved it. And Undaunted by Christine Kane. Lioness Arising, Lisa Bevere. I love this book, and that was a long time ago that I read it, so I need to reread that book. Instruments in the Redeemer's Hands, Happy Intercessor. Seriously, all those books are just amazing. I would highly recommend any of them. And then Set Apart Motherhood by Leslie Ludy. I read that book so long ago. And The Lost Art of True Beauty, also by Leslie Ludy. If by Amy Carmichael. Theology of the Womb. This was a really interesting one. I don't know if I'll ever reread it though. The Go-Giver, Grit, Choosing Marriage, The Great Sex Rescue, The First 90 Days of Marriage, Blues to Bliss, and The Five Love Languages, the singles edition. So we just have like all our nonfiction there. And then these are all Liam's books. He is pretty excited about having all of his books on the shelf. So actually, some of these are for the library, and I cannot forget that they are in there. So those need to be returned to the library. And these books, I am actually so excited about reading him these books because they're Winnie the Pooh classics, and I had bought these new at Barnes & Noble a long time ago, and I have never read them to him, so I think we'll have to do that soon. And then these are just my husband's books, and then down here, these are all his books, and then these are all his books that are like nonfiction, Christian nonfiction, and self-help stuff. These are all like, learning 3D printing and coding and all kinds of stuff like that I have no idea what it is about. And then I just put my big scrapbooks down here. Okay, you guys, I forgot something extremely important. I just went into my bedroom and realized that this was sitting on my nightstand, and this now has a home. Yes! This is the only paper copy that I have of Brandon Sanderson's books, so someday I will have all of them. I will. But this is the first one, so I don't know where to put her, but I don't know. Well, there we have it. We have all of the books on the shelf. We have it all set up, and I am so thrilled. I am just like, this feels so good. It feels like truly settled. Now that we're out of the camper season, we have our stuff that we can actually store now, and it just feels so good. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and all things, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.